Hey y'all, so I've been wanting to do this little video on my pregnancy experience because everyone's experience is different. My first question is how/when did I find out I was pregnant? So I found out I was pregnant September 23rd because my friend, my homegirl, made me take the damn test. I will say I was a bit in denial. I didn't think I was pregnant. I thought I was stressed because I had a lot going on at the time, but took the test. The test was definitely positive. The next question is how many months was I when I found out I was pregnant? So when I took the test, I was probably only like maybe some weeks, not even a whole month, if that a month. But my first ultrasound, because I gave myself to the end of October, I was like, if I don't get a period at the end of October, you know, something is up. But I wound up having to go to the hospital because I was having bad stomach pain. Morning sickness. Okay, so this whole you only supposed to have it for 12 weeks bull crap is a lie. I had pregnancy sickness. I didn't have morning sickness. Morning sickness was non-existent for Diamond. Diamond was sick all day, every day. It all started at work. I thought work was stressing me out because I hated my job. But no, my ass was pregnant and my sickness was terrible. Any and everything that I was used to eating made me throw up, and anything that I tried to eat that I wasn't used to eating, I threw up. So did I want a boy or a girl? Everybody and their mama know I wanted a boy. Didn't want a girl. I wouldn't say I wouldn't mind having a girl, but I wanted a boy first because I had 4 younger sisters. And them chicks drove me half crazy and got me in too much mess. So I just knew if I had my own child, she was gonna give me a run for my money. So I was like, let me just have a boy first. That's what I wanted, so that's what I got. How much did I gain or lose? So most women, you lose within that first 12 weeks because you're sick. I lost almost 30 pounds my whole pregnancy. I went from 188 164, and then right before I had my son, I jumped back up to 171, and now I'm back down to 160. So I didn't gain or lose. I lost the whole pregnancy. How many weeks was I pregnant? I was 38 weeks before I gave birth to my son. I did not want to be pregnant on my birthday. My birthday was May 19th, and everybody kept telling me that I was going to have my son on my birthday, and I did not want to have my son on my birthday. I wanted him to have his own birthday because I'm not too fond of having to get my child a gift on my birthday because we share the same birthday. I just didn't want that, so I was determined to have him at his own date, not my date. That's selfish, but whatever. Natural epidural. I went the natural route. Nobody thought that I could do it. I knew I could do it. I was determined to do it because I'm not good with needles. I don't like getting shots. I don't like getting blood drawn. I don't mess with none of that. I'm not too fond of needles. So I was like, anything that I can do to not have to go through that, I was determined to get through that. And when my mom there with me helped me even more. Now what I did do was get some medicine called Nubane, I think it's called. It don't really do much. You can get a dosage, you can get up to as many dosages as you want. It didn't do nothing for me. It's supposed to take the edge off a little bit. It helped me relax, but it don't take the pain away, y'all. So ain't no point in getting that. If I got the second dose, I kind of just I let it go. I was like, there's no point in me keep getting this. It's not doing anything for me. I'm still hurting. I'm still hollering.
You can grunt. There you go. Is it coming out?
It's a little bit. It's going back in. It looks like.
I'm still trying to breathe. So I did try that twice, but it didn't do nothing. How long was my labor? So that night I had my appointment on the 9th, and they checked my cervix. So I was 38 weeks that day, which was Thursday, and my doctor checked my cervix, and she was like, oh, you're 2 centimeters and you're 100% E-face. Like, pretty much my cervix was softened, right? So while she was checking that, she told me at the hospital after the fact that she stripped my membranes, and either it'll put you into labor if your body is ready, or it won't if your body isn't. And mine put me into labor that night. So I was trying to do my hair because I wanted my hair done before I went to the hospital, and I think around like 1 I stopped, and y'all, I literally only had half of my fucking head done. Like, only half of my head was done. I had a whole patch right here that was not done, and I kept getting these cramps. Now, after I left the doctor's office, I was having them cramps, and my dad was like, you just tripping, it's just because she checked your cervix. I'm like, no, daddy, this is totally different. Like, these hurt a little bit. I can't walk, I'm waddling and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I think my doctor set me up, which she did. So I tried to go to sleep around like 1:30, and at first they was about 30 minutes apart, all the way up until 1:30. Around like 2 o'clock, they started getting 10 minutes. By 2:30, they was about 3 to 5 minutes apart. So I woke my mom up at 3:30, like, Mom, I was tracking them. I was like, Mom, my contractions are like 2 to 3 minutes apart, and they lasting longer than 45 seconds. I don't know. And then I'm having them trying to talk to her and stuff. So I go downstairs, and my mucus plug comes out. And I'm like, okay. Now, I know I was spotting before I left the hospital, but I thought it was just because she checked my cervix. But this was not spotting, probably TMI. So I was like, okay. And then I go upstairs and I tell my mom, yeah, Mom, my mucus plug just came out. Showed her the picture. She's like, okay, well, shit, let's start getting ready. The whole time I'm having contractions, and they're like 2 minutes apart, and they're like 1 minute and 15 seconds maybe. And then I go downstairs again because I thought I had to pee. More of my mucus plug comes out, and my water breaks. I was like, what the fuck? So by this point, it's almost 4. So we getting it ready. At this point, I can barely walk. I can't stand no longer than like 2 minutes before I'm having another contraction. So we get to the hospital. They check me. I'm 4. So in triage, I was 4 centimeters dilated. I was in the midst of passing out and throwing up. So I couldn't control my breathing if I'm about to pass out and I'm still throwing up. So I think I was in labor at home for 3.5 hours, and then I was in labor at the hospital for 3.5 hours. And them contractions ain't no joke, y'all. They really not. Postpartum, I'm only almost a month after having my son, so I don't really have any symptoms that I'm aware of, but I feel like I had pre-postpartum depression due to the fact that I was all the way in North Carolina, and now I'm back home in Ohio with my parents and my other siblings and stuff like that. I did have a lot of depression before that because I was dealing with a lot at that time. How did I maintain my contractions? My mama. My mama, because every time I would have one, for me, yelling through it kind of helped.
Is it coming out?
It's a little bit.
Breathing through it helps more than yelling. So my mom would have to like, Diamond, just breathe. So I'm breathing. Once I start breathing then I'm good. Because that first 15 seconds is crucial. If you don't gain no control after 15 seconds, you're going to cave. So if it wasn't for my mom, I probably would have caved. Am I still bleeding? No, I'm not bleeding. My bleeding stopped after 2.5 weeks. Struggles with breastfeeding. So for me, breastfeeding ain't going too good. I'm still trying. I can't get past, my issue is I'm not producing enough milk no matter what I do. I can't produce past like an ounce, maybe 2 ounces with both breasts combined. So that's my main issue. There's a lot of things that I can do to help. I've tried majority of them. I'm only gonna give it a couple more weeks and then I'm kind of done with it because my son is greedy like his mama. So
yeah, son, what is you doing? You want your mama boobies? Weak as fuck.
8 hours with baby boy. I was excited. I don't think I slept because I was paranoid. I didn't want anything to happen to him. I pretty much held him. They say you're not supposed to sleep with them on your chest, but I felt more comfortable with him on my chest because I could feel him breathing. I could feel him moving better than I can if he was sitting in his little bassinet in the hospital. So I didn't want to let him out of my eyes. When they took him to get his shots, get his bath, or anything pertaining to that, I was asking 1,001 questions before they took him and questioning when they was going to bring my baby back because I wanted to keep him in my eyesight at all times. How was labor for me? Labor for me was easy. It was quick. I did not tear inside or outside. So that was a blessing. It was very, very, very intense. Doing a natural birth is very, very intense. And if you don't have a strong support system, you will fold under the pressure. Because I feel like I almost folded right at the end. I think when they checked me and they told me that I was 8 centimeters, I almost caved. And I went to the bathroom and used the bathroom, came back. Just from coming to the bathroom and coming back, I got on a ball and I went from 8 to 10 within like 15 minutes. So it's intense. I wouldn't have it no other way though. My next child I'll probably have natural too, just because it's an easier healing process. I healed really, 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 really fast, so I'm so thankful for that. My pregnancy was treacherous. That's the best word that I could use for the simple fact that I don't know how I got through it. It was just an emotional roller coaster, not being able to eat. I didn't have an appetite. I was throwing up all the time. I couldn't keep anything down. I lost so much weight. It was a rough time. My support system, I had a strong, very strong support system in North Carolina.
It's cutting.
When I came back home, having my mom and my dad, I just felt like if it wasn't for those people helping me and keeping me focused on what the end goal was, which was having a healthy baby, I don't know how.
I'm gonna do it again so I can get my dimple.
Okay.
Is he coming up now?
That's fine. That's good.
There you go. I got that dimple on video. Need y'all.